to the second episode of Data Force Live. Today we have here with us Enrico Santos, data scientist leader from Bayer.
AI has to change healthcare and pharma in the next 5 years. So there are some drivers, of course, that require us to absolutely drive this change. These drivers are mostly the fact that the population is aging. We know that it's a phenomenon that is going worldwide, and for the first time in 2018, for the first time in the history, the population above 65 years was more than the population below 5 years. First of all, the doctors or whoever has to interpret those images have like much clearer picture, much finer grained picture to look at. Secondly, we can have real-time actually application of the technology, which is of course exposing the patient to less radiations, but also it is allowing new applications. You can actually take images in motion, in activity, and you can see how these images somehow represent the human health in real time. This is just an example. Another example you are pretty familiar with is the genome sequencing. The genome sequencing in 2001, and when I say 2001 is I always make a reference, is when the Twin Towers fell. So it's yesterday, basically. It cost $100 million. Today it costs $1,000. So you can sequence a DNA with $1,000. This allows you to do a lot, to learn from the individual characteristics, to apply individualized medicine, tailor the drugs to the single variants of the DNA. In a couple of years, most likely, we're gonna have devices everywhere, in the clothes, in the shoes, in the glasses, everywhere. And these devices will help us to monitor different kind of functions of our body, right? Care is moving towards, from a care perspective, towards a predictive perspective. How could we make the neural networks work without much training data? By using the rules, because every hospital is actually already developed some rules to extract some information. So we use these rules to inject knowledge into the network. And thanks to this, we created this huge database, about 90,000 patients, extracting information from 160,000 reports. And this database is currently used at MGH, for example, the Massachusetts General Hospital, for doing this kind of retrospective studies. So yeah, no, what I'm saying is that there have been like two major revolutions in the last years. So the one is going from actually three, from rules to machine learning, from machine learning to deep learning, from deep learning to language models. So language models is not that it's another technique. Language models use deep learning, but language models do something very interesting. They try to learn the language before actually learning the task.
Actually, although we cannot really predict the future, I think we can see a glimpse of it. We're at a stage where a lot of these technologies are coming out of research and start being implemented inside the industry.